hitching post out front the church, silver wood and warm. Been there longer than my daddy, longer than his daddy was born. Horses used to tie up there while the family went inside. Patient as a morning, patient as a rising tide. Tied up to the hitching post, patient, calm and still, waiting for the ones who love you to come back down the hill. That's the kind of waiting faith is, steady, calm and sure, tied up to something solid, something that'll endure. These days nobody hitches horses, world has gotten fast, but that old post is still out yonder, holding on to the past. I reckon that's a lesson for a world that's lost its patience. Some things are worth the wait and worth the steady, quiet station. Tied up to the hitching pole, patient, calm and still, waiting for the ones who love you to come back down the hill. That's the kind of waiting faith is, steady, calm and sure, tied up to something solid, something that'll endure. I've tied my hopes to lots of things that came up short and broke. Money, fame, a fleeting feeling, empty promises I spoke. But I've never known the Lord to leave a soul that's tied to Him. Waiting steady, waiting patient, never fading, never dim. Tied up to the hitching post, patient, calm and still, waiting for the one who loves me to come back down the hill. That's the kind of waiting faith is, steady, calm and sure, tied up to something solid, something that'll endure. Grandpa kept a wooden yoke hanging in the mule barn stall. Said a yoke ain't there to punish, it's to help you bear it all. Two animals pull together, share the weight and share the load. Easier than either one alone, out on that dusty road. My yoke is easy, that's what the good book said. Not a heavy burden, but a weight that's shared instead. I spent years trying to pull it all alone, trying to be strong, till I finally took his yoke and found where I belong. I used to think that following Jesus meant a harder road to hoe. Thought it'd be a heavier burden than the one I used to know. But turns out when you're yoked to Him, He carries most of the weight, and the load gets lighter walking with a Savior. Not too late. My yoke is easy, that's what the good book said. Not a heavy burden, but a weight that's shared instead. I spent years trying to pull it all alone, trying to be strong, till I finally took His yoke and found where I belong. Two animals in a yoke don't pull in different directions alone. They gotta move together or the wagon's gonna go wrong. That's how it is with Jesus, walking close and walking slow, letting Him set the pace, letting Him decide which way we go. My yoke is easy, that's what the good book said. Not a heavy burden, but a weight that's shared instead. I spent years trying to pull it all alone, trying to be strong, till I finally took His yoke and found where I belong. Harvest was coming in fast that year, storm clouds on the western hill. Neighbors all worked through Sunday, said the crop just couldn't sit still. But Grandpa closed the barn up, put his tools back on the shelf, said the Lord who made the harvest can watch it Himself. 6 days He worked the fields, but the seventh He let it rest. Said trust in God with Sunday was the hardest kind of test. The crop got in just fine that year, storm passed on by somehow, and I learned that resting in faith beats worrying and the plow. I've had my share of Sundays where I thought I should be working, thought the world would fall apart if I stopped my constant churning. But every time I've rested, trusted Him to hold the rest, I found He's carried heavier loads than I could have guessed. 6 days He worked the fields, but the seventh He let it rest. Said trust in God with Sunday was the hardest kind of test. The crop got in just fine that year, storm passed on by somehow, and I learned that resting in faith beats worrying and the plow. Rest ain't about being lazy, rest is about who's in control. It's saying, Lord, my soul. The world will tell you hustle, tell you never slow your pace, but the Sabbath rest reminds us we're held up by His grace. 6 days He worked the fields, but the seventh He let it rest. Said trust in God, but Sunday was the hardest kind of test. I still take my Sunday slow, still let the rest be mine, just like Grandpa showed me, resting right on time.
Every year we set it out, chipped and cracked from years of use. One wise man's missing half his arm, the donkey's come unglued. Mama says we don't need fancy, don't need porcelain that's new, just need to tell the story right, and that old set will do. There's a nativity on the mantle, worn but telling true. A little manger, a little stable, and a story ever new. Don't matter that the paint's near gone, don't matter about the chips. The truth of that first Christmas ain't fading off our lips. I broke the littlest angel once, back when I was 8. Cried about it, something awful, thought I'd seal my fate. But Daddy glued her back together, said she's more special now. Broken things that still get used remind us why and how. There's a nativity on the mantle, worn but telling true. A little manger, a little stable, and a story ever new. Don't matter that the paint's near gone, don't matter about the chips. The truth of that first Christmas ain't fading off our lips. Someday I'll pass that set on to my own kid's mantel shelf, chipped and cracked and holding up a story by itself. Ain't about the figures, it's about the one they're for. The king who came so humble to a stable, not a door. There's a nativity on the mantle, worn but telling true. A little manger, a little stable, and a story ever new. Don't matter that the paint's near gone, don't matter about the chips. The truth of that first Christmas ain't fading off our lips. She married into hardship, married into a family not her own, followed her mother by marriage back to a land and life unknown. Folks asked her why she'd stay there when she'd lost so much already. She said, your people are my people now, and my heart's holding steady. Wherever you go, I will go. That's a promise that she made. Whatever field, whatever famine, whatever price gets paid. Loyalty like that's a rare thing, harder now to find. But I still believe in love like that, the kind that stays behind. I think about my own wife sometimes, all the moves we've had to make, all the places we've uprooted for each other's sake. She never asked for easy, never asked for guaranteed, just asked for faithfulness, and that's a rare kind of need. Wherever you go, I will go. That's a promise that she made. Whatever field, whatever famine, whatever price gets paid. Loyalty like that's a rare thing, harder now to find. But I still believe in love like that, the kind that stays behind. The world will tell you love's a feeling, here today and gone tomorrow. But the kind that's worth the telling walks with you through joy and sorrow. That's the kind of love I hope for, that's the kind I hope I've got. Loyal love that doesn't waver, whether times are good or not. Wherever you go, I will go. That's a promise that I've made. Whatever field, whatever famine, whatever price gets paid. Loyalty like that's a rare thing, but I found it, I believe. The kind of love that never wavers and never up and leaves. There's a sundial in the garden that my grandmother kept clean, weathered bronze and Roman numbers, prettiest thing I'd seen. Only worked when the sun was shining, useless in the rain. She said some things only tell you truth in light, and that's not a strain. That old sundial in the garden, still keeping time with the sun, reminds me every season has a start, has an end, and a time to come. I can't rush the shadow moving, can't make the morning stay, just gotta trust the Lord who made the sun to lead me through the day. I've wanted seasons to hurry, wanted winter to be spring, wanted grief to speed on by me, wanted joy on quicker wings. But that sundial never hurried, never rushed its steady pace, taught me every season's given by the Lord and by His grace. That old sundial in the garden
still keeping time with the sun. Reminds me every season has a start, has an end, and a time to come. I can't rush the shadow moving, can't make the morning stay. Just gotta trust the Lord who made the sun to lead me through the day. There's a time for every purpose, that's what old Solomon wrote true. A time to plant, a time to harvest, and a time to start anew. The sundial doesn't argue with the shadow that it's shown. It just trusts the sun above it, and I'm learning that's my own. That old sundial in the garden, still keeping time with the sun. Reminds me every season has a start, has an end, and a time to come. I can't rush the shadow moving, can't make the morning stay. Just gotta trust the Lord who made the sun to lead me through the day. There's a crack run through the window on the east side of the church. Been there since the storm of '62 left the old glass in a lurch. Deacons talked of fixing it, talked about it for a year. But the preacher said just leave it be, there's a reason it is here. Light still shines through the cracked glass, brighter than the rest. Scatters all its colors like a rainbow on my chest. Maybe that's the way it is with broken things and men. The cracks don't stop the light from getting in. I've got cracks of my own running through this heart of mine. Places broke by hurting and sorrow, places worn by time. Used to think that broken meant I wasn't fit to use, but that old window taught me different, taught me grace instead of shame. Light still shines through the cracked glass, brighter than the rest. Scatters all its colors like a rainbow on my chest. Maybe that's the way it is with broken things and men. The cracks don't stop the light from getting in. They finally fixed the window, put in glass all clean and new. But something about that old cracked pane, I swear I kinda miss it too. Maybe perfect ain't the goal that heaven's looking for. Maybe cracked and used is closer to what grace is for. Light still shines through the cracked glass, brighter than the rest. Scatters all its colors like a rainbow on my chest. Maybe that's the way it is with broken things and men. The cracks don't stop the light they let the light get in.
I passed a feller on the shoulder, tire flat and hood up high. Told myself somebody else would stop, told myself I don't know why. Got a mile on down the road before my conscience wouldn't rest. Turned back around and helped him, felt the Lord had put to test. Sometimes love ain't a feeling, sometimes it's a U-turn made. Sometimes it's pulling over when you'd rather not be delayed. The road is full of strangers that we're tempted to pass by, but the good book says to stop there, and I finally know why. Preacher fella walked on past him, so did a deacon in his car. Wasn't nobody special that finally stopped, just a man from where you are. Reminded me of Jesus' story about the man who stopped to bind the wounds of a total stranger and left his prejudice behind. Sometimes love ain't a feeling, sometimes it's a U-turn made. Sometimes it's pulling over when you'd rather not be delayed. The road is full of strangers that we're tempted to pass by, but the good book says to stop there, and I finally know why. I ain't perfect, still drive past folks more often than I should. Still gotta fight the urge to keep on driving like I could. But every time I do stop, I feel closer to the one who stopped for me when I was broke down and left me not undone. Sometimes love ain't a feeling, sometimes it's a U-turn made. Sometimes it's pulling over when you'd rather not be delayed. The road is full of strangers that we're tempted to pass by, but the good book says to stop there, and that's the reason why.
My sister packed one suitcase and a Bible worn and thin. Said God's calling me to Africa, and we didn't know when we'd see her face again, or hear her voice, or hold her hand. Just letters coming slow across the ocean, sea, and sand. She wrote about the children, wrote about the well they dug, wrote about a faith so simple and a people's steady love. I used to think the mission field was something far away, till those letters taught me call and find you right where you obey.
20 years she stayed out there, buried some and raised up more. Came home gray but glowing, said I'd do it all once more. I asked her if she'd ever doubted, ever wanted to come back. She said every day I doubted, and every day he filled the lack. She wrote about the children, wrote about the well they dug, wrote about a faith so simple and a people's steady love. I used to think the mission field was something far away, till those letters taught me calling finds you right where you obey. Not everybody's called to Africa, not everybody's called to Rome, but everybody's got a mission field, even if it's right at home. My sister taught me calling ain't about the miles you've gone. It's about obeying where he's planting you to carry on. She wrote about the children, wrote about the well they dug, wrote about a faith so simple and a people's steady love. I used to think the mission field was something far away, till those letters taught me calling finds you right where you obey.
Daddy give us each a little something when we came of age to try. Wasn't much, a little lamb, a little cash, a little pie. My brother doubled his in cattle, my sister grew a store. I buried mine out in the barn, too scared to risk for more. Don't bury up your talent out behind the barn in fear. The Lord don't want it hidden, He wants it plain and clear. Whatever little bit He's given, whatever gift, whatever start, He's just asking you to use it, not to bury it in the dark. I dug it up at 40, scared but tired of playing safe. Started using what I'd hidden, found a little bit of faith. It wasn't easy, it wasn't certain, but I finally understood. The Lord don't measure by the outcome, He measures if we would. Don't bury up your talent out behind the barn in fear. The Lord don't want it hidden, He wants it plain and clear. Whatever little bit He's given, whatever gift, whatever start, He's just asking you to use it, not to bury it in the dark. Some of us are given plenty, some of us are given small, but the question ain't the number, it's if we used it all. Don't compare your little talent to your brothers or your kin. Just be faithful with a little and let the growing begin. Don't bury up your talent out behind the barn in fear. The Lord don't want it hidden, He wants it plain and clear. Whatever little bit He's given, whatever gift, whatever start, He's just asking you to use it and to give Him back your heart.
Found a shoebox in the attic, tied up with a piece of twine. Letters that my grandpa wrote my grandma, one by one in line. He was overseas in '44. She was waiting by the door. Every letter said, I'm praying and I'll love you evermore. Letters in the attic, yellowed now with age, but the love that's written in them ain't faded off the page. They didn't have a phone to call, didn't have a screen to see, just a pen, a prayer and patience, and a love that wouldn't leave. She wrote him every single week, told him about the harvest home, told him she was praying nightly that he wouldn't be alone. He came home in the autumn, married her that same October. 50 years of love that started with a letter and a promise sober. Letters in the attic, yellowed now with age, but the love that's written in them ain't faded off the page. They didn't have a phone to call, didn't have a screen to see, just a pen, a prayer and patience, and a love that wouldn't leave. These days we've got 1,000 ways to say a word or two, but I wonder if we've lost the kind of waiting that they knew. There's something about a letter that a text could never hold, a patience and a promise and a faith that time won't fold. Letters in the attic, yellowed now with age, but the love that's written in them ain't faded off the page. I keep 'em in that shoebox, tied up with that same old twine. A love that trusted God enough to wait and stand the time.
Grandma had a butter churn out on the back porch floor. Said churning butter teaches patience like nothing else and more. I'd sit and watch her working up and down, wondering when the cream would turn to something worth passing round. You can't rush a butter churn, no matter how you try. Cream don't turn to butter just because you heave a sigh. Some things in this life take churning, take working, take the weight. And I've learned the best things coming always come right on his time. I prayed for things I wanted quick, wanted them overnight, wanted answers fast as lightning, wanted everything said right. But Grandma's churn kept teaching me long after she was gone that the sweetest things take churning, and you can't rush along. You can't rush a butter churn, no matter how you try. Cream don't turn to butter just because you heave a sigh. Some things in this life take churning, take working, take the weight. And I've learned the best thing always come right on his time. Some days I'm still churning, still working at the same old cream, still waiting on an answer, still waiting on a dream. But I trust the hand that's turning it is steadier than mine. And in his time, not my time, it'll turn out simply fine. You can't rush a butter churn, no matter how you try. Cream don't turn to butter just because you heave a sigh. Some things in this life take churning, take work and take the weight. And I've learned the best things coming always come right on his time.
Carved it from a hickory branch the year his knees gave out. Said a man's gotta lean on something, ain't nothing to be shy about. Walked him to the mailbox, walked him to the barn, walked him down the aisle at church, arm in arm. Grandpa's walking cane, worn smooth from his hand, taught me more about leaning than a young man could understand. Ain't no shame in needing help to make it down the road. Some of us just find out sooner we can't carry the whole load. I used to think that leaning meant a man had lost his fight. Thought strength was standing on your own, thought weakness wasn't right. But watching Grandpa lean on that cane and lean on God each day, I learned that leaning ain't weakness. It's just knowing how to stay. Grandpa's walking cane, worn smooth from his hand, taught me more about leaning than a young man could understand. Ain't no shame in needing help to make it down the road. Some of us just find out sooner we can't carry the whole load. I've got my own cane coming, not too many years from now, and I hope I lean as graceful as my grandpa showed me how. 'Cause every step he ever took with that old stick in hand was a step of trust in someone bigger helped him stand. Grandpa's walking cane, worn smooth from his hand, taught me more about leaning than a young man could understand. Ain't no shame in needing help to make it down the road, and leaning on the Lord's the surest way I know to go. Before the wires ever reached our holler, before the light bulbs ever came, we had a kerosene lamp on the table, flickering with a steady flame. Mama trimmed the wick each evening, kept the chimney free of soup, said a little light
light goes far, son, when you tend it at the root. Just a kerosene lamp, burning low and slow, enough to see the next step, not the whole road, but enough to go. That's how faith has always worked for folks like me and you. Just enough light for the step you're on, and that'll carry you through. I've had seasons dark as midnight, seasons where I couldn't see. Wanted a spotlight on my whole life, wanted certainty. But the Lord don't work in floodlights, He works in lamps that softly glow. Just enough to take the next step, and that's the way I've come to know. Just a kerosene lamp, burning low and slow, enough to see the next step, not the whole road, but enough to go. That's how faith has always worked for folks like me and you. Just enough light for the step you're on, and that'll carry you through. We got electric now, bright as day at the flip of a switch. But some nights I still light that lamp, just to remember which kind of light has always led me through the hardest, darkest days. Not the brightest, just the steadiest, the kind that never strayed. Just a kerosene lamp, burning low and slow, enough to see the next step, not the whole road, but enough to go. That's how faith has always worked for folks like me and you. Just enough light for the step you're on, and that'll carry you through. There's an old hitching post out front the church, silver wood and worn. Been there longer than my daddy, longer than his daddy was born. Horses used to tie up there while the family went inside. Patient as a morning, patient as a rising tide. Tied up to the hitching post, patient, calm and still, waiting for the ones who love you to come back down the hill. That's the kind of waiting faith is, steady, calm and sure, tied up to something solid, something that'll endure. These days nobody hitches horses, world has gotten fast. But that old post is still out yonder, holding on to the past. I reckon that's a lesson for a world that's lost its patience. Some things are worth the wait and worth the steady, quiet station. Tied up to the hitching pole, patient, calm and still, waiting for the ones who love you to come back down the hill. That's the kind of waiting faith is, steady, calm and sure, tied up to something solid, something that'll endure. I've tied my hopes to lots of things that came up short and broke. Money, fame, a fleeting feeling, empty promises I spoke. But I've never known the Lord to leave a soul that's tied to Him. Waiting steady, waiting patient, never fading, never dim. Tied up to the hitching post, patient, calm and still, waiting for the one who loves me to come back down the hill. That's the kind of waiting faith is, steady, calm and sure, tied up to something solid, something that'll endure. Mama made my sister's Sunday dress from a sack that once held feet. Printed cotton, faded flowers, sewed by hand and sewed with need. Didn't have the money for the store-bought kind back then, but she stitched it up with pride, and she stitched it up with love again. Just a feed sack dress, faded print and homemade seams, but my sister wore it like it was the finest thing she'd seen. We didn't have much money, but we never went without the kind of love that made that dress. That's what faith is all about. I've had plenty since those days, closets full of things I bought, but I still remember Mama sewing by the lamp and what she taught. Second Contentment ain't about the label, it's about the hands that made something out of nothing, and a debt that's never paid. Just a feed sack dress, faded print and homemade seams, but my sister wore it like it was the finest thing she'd seen. We didn't have much money, but we never went without the kind of love that made that dress. That's what faith is all about. The world's got fancy now, everybody wants the best, but I still think about that feed sack dress more than all the rest, 'cause it taught me what it means to be content with what you've got, and to see the Lord's provision even when it's not a lot. Just a feed sack dress, faded print and homemade seams, but my sister wore it like it was the finest thing she'd seen. We didn't have much money, but we never went without the kind of love that made that dress. That's what faith is all about.
Mama knelt beside my bed each night before the light went out, folded up my hands in hers and walked me through without a doubt. Simple little bedtime prayer, words I still know by heart, taught me before I could read a book, taught me right from the very start. Now I lay me down to sleep, that's how the prayer began. Simple as a child could say it, simple as a faithful man. I've prayed 1,000 fancier prayers in 1,000 fancier ways, but none of them settle me like that prayer from my childhood days. I say it to my own kids now, kneel beside their bed at night, watch their little folded hands, watch their sleepy eyes lose sight. Some things don't need to get fancier the older that we grow. Some prayers are better simple, and that's something I've come to know. Now I lay me down to sleep, that's how the prayer began. Simple as a child could say it, simple as a faithful man. I've prayed 1,000 fancier prayers in 1,000 fancier ways, but none of them settled me like that prayer from my childhood days. The world gets loud and heavy, and the nights can feel so long, but there's a peace in praying simple, praying like you know you belong. Not begging, not performing, just a child talking to a friend. That's a kind of prayer that's carried me from beginning to the end. Now I lay me down to sleep, that's how the prayer began. Simple as a child could say it, simple as a faithful man. I've prayed 1,000 fancier prayers in 1,000 fancier ways, but none of them settle me like that prayer from my childhood days.
There's an old wooden cross on a hill beside the road, nothing carved in polished stone, just weathered oak and hope. I've driven past 1,000 times since I was just a boy. Every time I see that cross, it fills my heart with joy. I've seen storms bend every fence, I've seen rivers overflow, I've watched dreams come and go, like winter's falling snow. But that old cross keeps standing through the sunshine and the rain, just a quiet little reminder, God is always the same. just an old wooden cross standing against the sky. No riches, no glory, just the greatest sacrifice. When this world gets heavy and my faith feels worn, I look up to that old cross and I find my Lord. Now my grandson rides beside me as we travel into town. He always points and asks me, why don't they take it down? I smile and tell the story of the man who took my place. That old cross keeps pointing every heart to grace. The paint may fade, the wood may crack, but God's love never will. His promise stands forever and always will. Just an old wooden cross standing against the sky, still telling every traveler, love never says goodbye. Long after I'm gone, when another soul is lost, I pray they'll find their way by that old wooden cross. Just an old wooden cross. We'd wake up in the darkness while the stars were still around, pile in the truck and drive out to the cemetery ground. Whole church gathered on the hillside just before the break of day, waiting on the sun to rise, the way it always finds a way. Sunrise on Easter morning, breaking cold and gray to gold, just like that stone that rolled away 2,000 years ago. We stand here every springtime, singing soft as the light appears, 'cause a Savior who was buried didn't stay there
and he calmed our fears. Grandma used to say the reason we get up before the light is 'cause the wind ran to that tune before the morning was even bright. She'd hold my hand and hum a little, watching for the sun. Said it won't be long till we see him face to face, when this life is done. Sunrise on Easter morning, breaking cold and gray to gold, just like that stone that rolled away 2,000 years ago. We stand here every springtime, singing soft as the light appears, 'cause the Savior who was buried didn't stay there, and he calmed our fears. Some years it's raining, some years there ain't a cloud in sight, but every single Easter that same old sun comes up just right. It don't matter what we're facing, don't matter what's been lost. The stone rolled away already, and it rolled away for all of us. Sunrise on Easter morning, breaking cold and gray to gold, just like that stone that rolled away 2,000 years ago. We'll stand here every springtime, singing soft as the light appears, 'cause the Savior who was buried didn't stay there, and he calmed our fears.
There's a little wooden cross out on Highway 9, wrapped in plastic flowers, fading with the time. I don't know the story, don't know the family's name, but every time I pass it, I say a prayer just the same. Crossed by the highway, standing in the weeds, reminding me that every mile's a mile the good Lord sees. I used to drive right past it, never thought about the cost.
slow down every time and thank God I ain't lost. My brother had a cross like that put up for him one year. Mama drives that stretch of road with tissues and with tears, but she says it ain't just sorrow standing out there in the ditch. It's a reason to keep living better and to love without a hitch. Crossed by the highway, standing in the weeds, reminding me that every mile's a mile the good Lord sees. I used to drive right past it, never thought about the cost. Now I slow down every time and thank God I ain't lost. We're all just driving somewhere, thinking we got all the time, till the cross out by the highway makes you slow down, makes you find that the miles we got left running ain't as many as we think. So love harder, pray longer, don't wait till you're on the brink. Crossed by the highway, standing in the weeds, reminding me that every mile's a mile the good Lord sees. I don't drive fast no more past it, I don't drive fast at all, 'cause that cross by the highway taught me to listen for the call.
Snow was piling on the chimney, the winter times got hard. Daddy lost the second job, and we sold off half the yard. But Mama kept the wood stove burning, kept the coffee on the heat. Said we may not have it easy, but we've got enough to eat. There's snow up on the chimney, but there's fire down inside. There's a kind of warmth that money never bought and never buys. We didn't have much extra, but we always had enough. And I learned that kind of provision is a kind of love. We'd gather around that wood stove every night to hear Dad read stories out the good book about how the Lord would meet a need. I didn't understand it then, the way a kid don't understand. But looking back I see it now,
we were rich beyond the land. There's snow up on the chimney, but there's fire down inside. There's a kind of warmth that money never bought and never buys. We didn't have much extra, but we always had enough. And I learned that kind of provision is a kind of love. These days I've got a house with heat that comes on with a switch, but some nights I miss that wood stove and the family being rich. Rich in ways that don't show up on any bank statement at all. Rich in love that kept us warm through every kind of fall. There's snow up on the chimney of the house where I grew up. There's still a fire burning in the memory of that love. We didn't have much extra, but we always had enough. And I'm still living warm because of Jesus and that love. There was a little room under the stairs, barely fit a chair. Mama disappearing there each morning. We knew not to bother her. 5 a.m. before the rooster, before the coffee brewed, she'd shut that door and talk to Jesus, plain and unimproved. She had a prayer closet, just a broom closet, really. No stained glass, no organ playing, nothing fancy, nothing silly. But more got settled in that closet than in any grand cathedral hall. Mama met the Lord in secret, and that was enough for us all. I peeked in once when I was little, saw her kneeling on the floor, whispering out our names one by one, praying like she'd done before. I didn't understand it then, thought it was kinda strange. Now I'm older and I miss it. Now I wish that nothing changed. She had a prayer closet, just a broom closet, really. No stained glass, no organ playing, nothing fancy, nothing silly. But more got settled in that closet than in any grand cathedral hall. Mama met the Lord in secret, and that was enough for us all. These days I've got my own closet, small and plain as hers. And some mornings when it's hardest, that's the only thing that stirs. I don't need an audience, I don't need a crowd to see, just a door I can shut quiet, and a Savior who sees me. I've got my own prayer closet now, small and plain and true. No stained glass, no organ playing, just me, Lord, Lord in you. More gets settled in that closet than in any grand cathedral hall. Mama taught me faith in secret is the biggest faith of all.
Coffee's hot, the morning's cool. Same old boots, same old rules. Read a verse before the sun, then thank the Lord for all He's done. The mailbox leans, the paint is faded. Life ain't always how we planned it, but every day I'm learning this. Peace begins with faith like His. I've said words I should have swallowed, walked some roads I shouldn't follow. Still His mercy found me there. Every time I bowed in prayer, I've learned riches come and go, like the rain and winter snow. But a faithful heart will stand, safe inside the Father's hand. I want to live a little more like Jesus, love a little stronger, forgive a little easier, smile a little longer when the hard times come. If I can be a little more like Jesus, that's enough when this day is done. Wave to every passing neighbor, help somebody with their labor, hold a door and share a smile. Those small things go a country mile. Every blessing, big or small, didn't come from me at all. Everything that's good and true, Lord, I owe it all to you. No, I won't always get it right, I'll stumble now and then, but every sunrise is another chance to start again. I want to live a little more like Jesus, love a little stronger, forgive a little easier, walk a little humbler till my race is run. If I can be a little more like Jesus, Lord, that's enough. That's enough. Kept it on the nightstand, black leather gone to brown, corners soft as cotton, pages worn all down. Every night at 9 o'clock I'd hear the spring's bed creak, and Daddy'd read the words of Christ, so gentle and so meek. It's just an old Bible with a broken spine, but every name I love is written down inside. Grandpa's hand and Daddy's hand, and now I've wrote my own. Same old book, same kind of faith,
how this family's grown. He's gone only 11 years this spring. I still don't understand why good men have to leave us, why we don't get to plan. But I opened up that Bible on the morning that we buried him, and found a verse he'd underlined about how the light gets in. It's just an old Bible with a broken spine, but every name I love is written down inside. Grandpa's hand and Daddy's hand, and now I've wrote my own. Same old book, same kind of faith. It's how this family's grown. One day my own boy's gonna hold this book, gonna find my name inside, gonna take a look. Maybe that's the whole point of it all, passing down something that won't ever fall. It's just an old Bible with a broken spine, but every name I love is written down inside. One day they'll write mine underneath my daddy's name. Same old book, same kind of faith. It's how this family stays. When the whippoorwill starts singing and the daylight fades away, I put down another hard day's work and bow my head to pray. Evening paints the fields with gold, the breeze begins to slow. Funny how the quiet moments teach the most I know. I spent years chasing tomorrow, always one more thing to do. Now I find the richest blessings waiting in the simple truth. When the whippoorwill sings, heaven feels so near. God still speaks if we'll stop long enough to hear. Not through thunder, not through fame, but in the quiet, he still calls my name. Every sunset brings a promise, morning always comes again. Grace is waiting with the sunrise, just like it has always been. Peace isn't something you find after everything is done. Peace is walking every mile with God's only Son. still sings. My soul sings too. Every note reminds me, Lord, I still need you. And every evening sky makes one simple thing so clear. You've been faithful every